So I bet you're wondering why exactly this text is purple. Well, I started recording like 2 minutes ago or so, and I happened to look over to my recording software, and something was not right. It apparently was not showing that it was picking up any audio. Oh, first things first. Hello there, everybody. Spot92 AK Nightmare, and we came across a bit of an error here. Thankfully, not too much, necessarily. Mostly because, again, I caught it after about a couple of minutes because I have okay, you guys can't see this, but I kind of have OBS off to the left over here, and I got DS Irae off to the... Wait, no, I got OBS to the right and DS Irae to the left. And I can actually see the bar raise as I'm talking. However, for some damn reason, the bar for DS Irae was not coming in, and that meant that the recording was not picking up the audio. I'm not entirely sure why it suddenly decided to do that, but I was able to catch it, and relatively, I swear, I did not really go that far. It was at most maybe 2 or 3 minutes ahead. So, nothing really bad. Don't worry. This purple stuff will just go away very, very shortly, I promise. But I just wanted to let you guys just have a little bit of a heads up. For some reason, I have been having the worst luck with recording lately, and I do not know what the hell's up with that. I guess I just happened to be born under an unlucky star today. Anyway, I stuffed the phone back into my pocket and waved at the security camera, through which I was sure Honjo had been observing me. Interpreting her lack of response as an A-OK sign, I left the premises.
Yo, 意外に早かったな。
I gotta say, it's very weird seeing multicolored text. Last time I saw colored text, it gave me nightmares. Those of you who know what I'm talking about, you understand.
先輩も疲れてんだろ?
He waited for me outside like it was the most obvious thing in the world. Well, I kind of expected him to, so I didn't bother to comment. And so Shiro and I left to wander the night streets.
タワーでよ、殺しがあったらしいぜ。ついさっきの話だ。つっても数は多くねえ。いや、少なくもねえんだが、とにかく半端だ。あれじゃ、お前はどう思う？
Sorry.
楽観はしない。6つ目も開いたと思う。
Yep.
気が合うね。俺も同感だ。
Rubedo raised the amusement park to the ground. Albedo appeared in front of Himuro, and I saw Negrito myself. The main forces of those maniacs seemed to have been finally assembled. I couldn't help feeling like all of their members were more or less superfluous as long as those three carried out their goals. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Fucking Rusalka died last episode, and not in just any normal way. No! No. She got kinged! After all.
多分、ビルヘルムは桜井が倒してる。
What gave you that idea?
タワーでやられたのは、おそらくルサルカだ。
Yep. Swastikas were opening one after another. At the same time, they were gradually losing members. I hesitated calling the others mere underlings, but it seemed like that was more or less the case, especially since the key members apparently didn't mind sacrificing others for their goal one bit.
ずーっと残りは？
切り捨てて良さそうなのは、桜井とカインだな。
Well, considering this is the Sakurai route, I imagine it would be Kane first.
ドンピシャ。残り2つで2人かよ。
Unless they suddenly attack Sakurai and I suddenly swoop in to save her.
そうなるな。
Valeria Torieva served as their substitute commander. I imagined he'd be holding the reins of the whole thing until the last swastika opened. And the three officers most likely remained till the end as well. Until Reinhard came back to the world.
フィーア・ハガル。連中の有名な思想でな、第三帝国を背負って立つ優秀な人材を指すんだと。ハガルってのはアルファベットの H だ。この頂点は4つある。だからフィーア。
I think it was around here that I noticed that the audio wasn't picking up.
つまり、ヒトラー、ヒムラー、ヘス、ハイドリヒ。4人のハガル。
世界史で習うレベルの有名人揃いだな。
Yeah, it was right around there that I finally picked up, like, wait a minute, the audio is not picking up. Don't worry, we got it.
おう、だからこりゃ表なんだよ。
Hey! It's a different sprite! It even has him smoking a cigarette. That is actually a little different than last time.
He exhaled a cloud of fumes through his smiling teeth and gazed at the lights of the town glimmering in the distance.
ロンギヌス13ってのは元を正せば日村 SS 長官の趣味に過ぎねえ。言っちまえばただのオカルト遊びなんだ。
But there were those who turned that game into a dreadful reality.
奴らはその裏暗部だな。遊びがマジに変わったからいろんなもんが本気でヤバいものに変わる。例えばフィーア・ハガルがフュンフ・ハガルに。さっきエリーが言ってたのはそういうことだろ。黒化、白化、石化、それにプラス黄化に水化、計5人。
黄色ってのは神父のことか。
Well, to be fair, yeah.
さあ、そうかもしんねえし、違うかもしれねえ。とにかく総大将が出てくるには5人必要なんだと俺は読むね。だからこのメンツ以外全滅したってあちらさんは構わねえんだろう。
You needed 5 colors, a pentachroma, to synthesize gold. In other words, only the 3 officers, the core, and 1 extra were necessary for their plan. The rest didn't matter. Or rather, it felt like they were deliberately killing each other off. Wilhelm, Rusalka, Sister Lisa, and Sakurai might have been brought along simply as convenient sacrifices.
バカだね。殺しまくる気満々できたくせに自分が切られる可能性はあまり考えてなかったなんてよ。そういうの戦争屋にあるまじきって思わねえ？ぶっ殺すのが商売ならぶっ殺される覚悟もしとけっての。
You know, I just happened to realize something. The later titles that I've been doing, Digital Devil Saga, Back to Higurashi, Fata Morgana, and this, I'm slowly becoming darker and darker, and not to mention that I'm going to be doing Code Vein, I'll just be drenched in blood throughout that point.
I am most certainly not family friendly, am I?
ああ、俺もそうだと思うよ。
God damn it. Okay, Ren agrees with me. I'm not family friendly, apparently. Killing aside, even a fool knew to expect getting a punch back if they hit someone.
ただ、仕方ないところもあるんだろうな。
The bastards had powers that defied common sense, and lived through countless battlefields without so much as a scratch these past 60 years. Most people who led lives like that would have their fear of death severely dulled over the decades.
そう思えば、シュピーネが一番優秀だったのかもしれないな。あいつは今みたいな状況になるのを読んでいて、それを防ごうとしてた。
That's a sad reality. Spine automatically knew the risk. Oh fuck, I'm an idiot. Oh my god, I need to run. Though ultimately he just ended up dancing to the divine vessel's tune.
正直、少しは同情してる。普通に生きてりゃ、多分普通に死ねただろうに。
Not that they could possibly understand the concept having been born in the midst of war. We transcended madness itself to acquire those powers. We yearned for them despite the resentment we felt for their master. I recalled Rusalka's words. In the end, they too were simply dancing to Mercurius's tune. Entrusted with an unimaginable powers, and with no option to refuse, they collected souls as if they were pigs bred for the slaughter. Even if the promise of immortality was true, I doubted their commanders cared for their underlings' fates in the slightest. They were no different from expendable pawns enticed by promises and rewards like trained dogs. No wonder they hated their masters.
俺はよ。
Shiro started alone, as if talking to himself, while I was still deep in thought.
マジモンの不死身とか死んだ奴が生き返るとかそりゃねえよって思うんだわ。うまい話には裏がある。一人助けるために1000人殺せってのもまあえぐいといやえぐいけど。
The funny thing is, he's actually kind of being, you know, he's not wrong.
本当に それだけやれば全部解決ってほど甘いのかね。俺ならもう一枚くらい裏がないかを疑うな。死んだやつがどんな形で生き返るのか、自分がどういう風な不死身になるのか。
Well, if Tokyo Battle has taught me anything, immortality is the real hell.
お前はどうだ？
さあ、どうだろうな。
I cared neither for immortality nor for resurrecting the dead. I had no idea what these bastards were thinking, and I couldn't sympathize with any of it.
お前、俺が死んだら。
笑うね。
Yeah.
俺が死んだら？
墓にエロ本でも備えてやるよ。
At least he could be happy in the afterlife. That was the extent of our opinions on death. Coming back from the dead made no sense, and we knew full well that people could die at any time through the whimsy of fate.
死人が生き返るなんて気色悪いよ。
ああ、想像するだけで最悪だ。
そんなもんが出てきたらドタマぶち抜いて墓に叩き返すだろ。
Not a bad idea.
相手によってはそうだろうな。
Yeah? Our opinion, or at least my opinion on the matter.
人殺しが不死身だ蘇生だのどんなギャグだよ。
同感だな。身の程ってもんをわきまえてね。
And let's put them in their place.
Alright, got a little freezer there. If someone got killed and was buried, that was the end, period. Never think of trying to pull them out of their graves. What if they're breathing? That was just how the world worked. And as Shiro had already pointed out, it was no different for soldiers. If you were a murderer, the least you could do was accept the finality of death. If you chose to kill to solve your problems, it simply didn't make sense to suddenly start crying about wanting to bring people back to life.
ああ、そっか。それで俺、あいつが気に食わねえんだな。
You mean Sakurai? Shiro considered me with narrowed eyes for a few moments before his gaze lit up with the spark of understanding.
けど向こうだってかなりお前のことが気に食わねえと思うぜ。
Nah,
そりゃ分かってる。
that's a given. We were like water and oil, thoroughly incompatible. Himuro said we resembled each other, but that only applied to the surface. In truth, our hearts were separated by a bottomless ravine.
まあお前はつうか俺もだが、最悪バカスミやエリーが言っちまってもそういうことはしねえだろうからな。ほら、なんだっけか、お前の名言あったじゃん。
戻ってくるものは価値がないか。
おう、それそれ。結構真理ついてると俺は思うぜ。
Yeah, I guess you could consider it a deep statement.
100円落としてもまた拾うことは結構あるがよ。100万落としたらそうは拾わねえよ。そんな大金。それをあいつは100円1万回拾うことで何とかしようとしてるわけだ。絶対それ元の100万じゃねえだろうに。
If you had lost something truly irreplaceable, not even eradicating the whole of mankind would be enough to pay for it. The more you cared about it, the further it would slip from your grasp. Yet here they were, making a complete mockery of everything they held dear by trying to pay them off with a couple of thousand souls, all the while being completely oblivious to that very fact. Shiro was right. They couldn't possibly get a straight deal with that. Might get a crooked one. Where did this blindness, this nigh-comical short-sightedness of theirs originate from?
血がな。血筋の話、さっきしたろ。
The idea that Kasumi and Himuro were relatives, and that Sister Lisa could have been their shared great-grandmother.
俺もお前もそういうのには淡白だよな。
I never bothered to learn anything about my parents. I bet Shiro was no different in that regard. The strength of blood ties or whatnot? We couldn't even properly comprehend the bond that drove her this mad.
人のことを反抗期のクソガキみたいに言うなよ。
You mean you're not in your rebellious phase?
客観的な話だよ。お前は突然変異だのなんだのといろんな奴らに言われてただろ。
Well...
ああ、特にお前が言ってたような気するけど。
He came from the most average of any families I knew. Worldly, minding worldly-minding folk that just wanted him to do well in school. And yet he alone seemed to have been born weird.
で、それより血がどうしたよ。
ああ、そのことなんだが。
Neither he nor I cared much about our roots. It felt almost like we appeared out of thin air one day, and it didn't really matter what kind of circumstances had led us to being the way we were. And so we kind of lacked what people would describe as familial bonds. It was likely stupid and completely futile for us to even try figuring this out. But
あいつ、桜井な。兄貴がいるんだってよ。
へえ。
as I thought. Even though it had become clear that her brother was no average man, Shiro still showed no interest in the idea whatsoever.
死体やろうか。
そうだ。
ま、それくらいしかぽいのいねえし。前の一件で挙動不審だったから、なんかしらつながりはあるんだろうと思ってたよ。で
I had but one thing to do.
今から桜井と蹴りつけに行く。
Oh! That goofy whistle made it painfully obvious he had seen right through me. Not like I was really trying to hide anything.
見当ついてたくせに白々しいんだよお前。
だってさすがに今から教会ぶっこもってほどバカじゃねえだろ。
That place was likely their main headquarters. If I tried to launch an attack on it while being this exhausted and alone, no less, I'd be dead in seconds. I wished to rescue Kasumi as soon as possible, but at the same time I wasn't dumb enough to just blindly charge headfirst into certain death.
一応聞いとくが、味方につける気か？
Maybe.
桜井を？
うん。なんせこっちは圧倒的に戦力不足だ。仲間増やしてかつ向こうの駒を一つ削る。一石二鳥だろ。
だったらお前がそうしろよ。
君は間違ってるし騙されてる。だから僕らと協力して奴らを倒し世界を救おう。バカか。冗談抜かせ。
Could you imagine him trying to say that though?
何が悲しゅうて価値観の違うやつに自分の論理を押し付けなきゃならんのよ。
Is that a trick question?
なら俺にもそんなの期待するなよ。
Nah, I mean, you just kind of do your own thing. You wouldn't force your opinion on somebody, I think.
そこはお前にしかできねえやり方ってもんがあるんじゃねえの？
うん？
He'd say the strangest of things from time to time.
冗談だ。忘れろ。
How about at least trying to get me on the same page?
まあ、なんでもいいけど、俺は今から喧嘩を売りに行くんだよ。
そうね。お前は意外と切れやすいもんね。
Said the main culprit behind my anger management issues.
そりゃ、あの姉ちゃんには同情票も集まりそうだが、諏訪原皆殺し計画立ててたのはガチだろうし、バカ隅のことも無関係じゃなかろうし、何より死体野郎の味方するってなら、こりゃどうしようもねえもんな。
Well, who knows? Considering how her perception immediately changed after that revelation from Samiel.
お前の性格なら売りに行くだろうとは思ったよ。ただ
He paused for a second, looking me over.
喧嘩売って喧嘩してそれでどうすんだよ。その後
考えてない。
Of course you haven't. He basically wanted to know whether or not I planned to kill her.
けど、あいつは放っといたら高確率で切られる。もともと傍から見ても立場は微妙だったし、連中から見りゃいらないだろう、も
う。だから
そうなる前に捕まえて言うこと言って、どうせ喧嘩になるから喧嘩して、あとは知らん。どうとでもなれだ。何が面白いんだよ。
I don't know, it's a stellar plan.
いやいや、了解。じゃあ俺は隅の方で見物するわ。
Oh god.
いいじゃん。やっとけ。すげえバカだけど、お前らしいわ。
Oh my god. I'm already imagining him just kind of in the background going, Just fuck already!
自覚はしてるよ。
Sakurai wasn't just some random feisty schoolgirl. If I got into a serious fight with her, I'd likely get hurt and expend tons of energy. considering Kasumi and the number of enemies we had, it was a terrible idea to waste our resources on her. But if we did, it would be better to kill her off before those psychos could use her as the next sacrifice. I understood that much.
俺もお前と一緒で他人に自分の価値観を押し付けようとは思わないからな。ただその分一方的に文句言うつもりもないんだよ。血の絆ってやつを実感できない身としては、どっちが正しいとか間違ってるとかの話じゃない。あいつにとっちゃ兄貴でも俺にとっちゃ違うから。
The first thing I'd do was tell her that I planned to kill Kane. From the way it seemed, she had sacrificed everything, soiling her hands with blood, all for the sake of getting her brother back. And that resolve in a way felt somewhat similar to mine. The way I had been forced to embrace the abnormal to reclaim my normal life. As someone who would shatter her hopes, the least I could do was have a proper talk with her.
そう思うから喧嘩だ。
Gonna have a sword to sword, little heart to heart, talk to talk. Kill to kill, kill to kill. I didn't know about how far it could escalate, or what conclusion it could bring about. I knew the whole thing was stupid. But common sense aside, she was someone I simply had to set things straight with sooner or later. Which was why I'd call this a fight instead of relying on exaggerated terms like battle or bloodshed.
頭にチワがつきそうだって思うのは俺だけかい？
つかねえよ。俺は。
ああ、わかったよ、クソ真面目くん。お前の言うことはガキの頃から理屈臭くて長ったらしい。それで結局デートのお誘いはどうやんの？
I gotta say, he's kind of okay, he's a dick. There's no doubt about it. He's just an asshole. But for some reason, I kind of like him. Kind of like that weird, like, sort of like/hate I have for Wilhelm, you know?
さっきメールを打った。
Wait, you got... Oh, I forgot you have her number, don't you? Annoyed by his endless prying, I was about to tell him off when...
Oh?
A reply came. Wow. I'll be waiting at school. Exactly how much time and courage did it take for her to type in that brief reply? She even canceled the message 3 times after already clicking the send button. Oh! Now we're back in her perspective. What on earth was she doing anyway? She spent the whole day standing absent-mindedly in this place. The bodies of those that perished here were absorbed, so the incident hadn't made it to national news yet. But with about 100 survivors, it was only a matter of time before everything came to light. Not to mention that with the 5th swastika opened, the school had already turned into an alternate world. No one in their right mind could bear to enter its premises any longer, meaning that Tsukinasawa High would likely remain closed forever. That concept he kept harping on about, calling it irreplaceable. She knew that being a student, as well as the very existence of this school, were the core components of his ardent desire. And that very same school had perished today. Or rather, she herself killed it. Regardless of what happened from here on out, no one would ever enter its grounds again. Kei couldn't imagine his pain, but guessed he would never forgive her. After all, she had robbed him of one of the few places he could call home. She could certainly share in his sentiment. He wasn't the only one who treasured this place. She loved this place as well, and had grown quite fond of it. Although she made it sound like a joke the other day, Kei really did find school life tremendously fun. Being in Japan, surrounded by boys and girls her age, it granted her respite. It taught her that despite her own past and upbringing, the world wasn't entirely devoid of peace. Even if she was someone who could only exist in the shadows, it didn't mean that the rest of the world was dark too. She didn't wish for everyone to suffer just because she herself had it rough. Kei Sakurai never wished for the empathy of others. Joint suffering with a fellow human being wouldn't lessen the pain. The very notion made no sense to her. Pain was like an infectious disease that tortured everyone in equal measure. You have to be out of your mind. or an outright sociopath to want to willingly unleash it on another. I can already hear Wilhelm sneezing in the background. As such, she found solace in the idea that a peaceful world could exist regardless of what she'd done or what befell her, making her worries seem insignificant. And that was also why she didn't want anyone else to lay their hands on it. She wanted to prove to herself she could sacrifice everything, even the second most important thing to her, for the sake of her goal. Selfish and arrogant and foolish notion. She actually believed she'd discover something by destroying it with her own two hands. She didn't regret it. She didn't hesitate. She had no right to snivel about it. She sacrificed the happiness of countless others for her own. She didn't have the words to seek their forgiveness, much less the right to complain about the hardships of her own fate. Fuji would never forgive her. The short text she's received from him, merely asking for her location, emanated incredible resolve. In a dozen or so minutes, he would come here to condemn and execute her. He had more than enough reason to do so. Still, all she wanted to do was apologize to him. She had lost both her goal and will to fight. Only embers remained of her once blazing soul. Everything she had done all this time stemmed from the silly preconception of a foolish child. She created nothing, only littered the world with even more destruction and sorrow. She didn't go through all that to become an eternal slave of war. Kay wanted nothing to do with such a blessing. And so she spent all this time in deep thought. Would dying now liberate her from the vile blessing of the beast? So, wouldn't it be her duty to fall to the hands of one who despised her, as opposed to fleeing through suicide?
でも藤井君、バカだから。
In a way, he was more cruel than a cold-blooded assassin. He probably wouldn't kill her, even if she pleaded him to. And so she had to force her withered fighting spirit back to life, lighting the waning embers of her soul anew. She would act out her role as the boy's enemy, even if it pained her to the core.
ごめんなさい。勝手よね。
She hoped that with no one around, she could still be permitted to utter a few words of weakness. She wasn't planning to make him feel bad for killing her. Her suffering had nothing to do with Fuji. She didn't expect him to understand, nor share in her burden. And so, for these handful of minutes before his arrival, she would allow herself a moment of weakness. She would do her best. She excelled at putting up a tough front. She knew Fuji was no different, always trying to act cool in front of Ayase.
嫌い。
The words left her lips like a prayer.
嫌いよ。藤井君なんて嫌い。
He was her enemy, someone who stood in her way, a foe to slay. A pawn set down on the chessboard to both realize her dream and hinder her at every turn. The battlefield that paved the way to their dreams, Valhalla, and Zarathustra, the adversary prepared for them in advance, as well as the lover they all sought.
カール・クラフト、ラインハルト・ハイドリヒ。
The two pillars of the obsidian table, to whom she had pledged her steel and lion heart. Foolish, naive little Kei Sakurai. She would cloak herself and her past self to face Fuji one last time, wishing but one thing from him. She would act her part as the irritating, disagreeable woman he expected her to be. As such, she too wished for him to remain the person she detested, hoping he would utter the magic word to alight her soul aflame, so they could remain as mortal foes with no common ground to speak of. If he could make her feel that way again, she would meet him in battle as the fang of the beast he so detested. The heavy iron door to the roof opened with a creak, revealing the guest to end her solitude. Kay closed her eyes, evened out her breathing, and turned around, her heart burning with steeled resolve. She was determined to make this her final battle. Seeking to fulfill her dream, she found only despair, dooming her beloved 2 knights to the fate of Einherjar like a true Valkyrie, a maiden of war and strife. It was time for Leonhard Argus to pay for her sins. to be executed under the pretense of battle.
俺はその辺にいるから、お前は一人で行ってこいよ。
Oh, right. Doi. Shiro took a steep turn and disappeared into the darkness before I could say anything in response. I simply nodded in his direction before passing through the school gates to head for the roof. She didn't mention the exact place in her message, nor could I magically sense her presence over her or anything. It was, just that. Felt she'd be waiting for me there. Pushing the heavy door open, I stepped onto the roof, and there she was, standing motionless under the gaze of the chilly winter skies.
待たせたか。
Howdy.
いいえ、ちょうどいいタイミング。
Sakurai, still in her uniform, turned her head back to look in my direction, addressing me in a tranquil voice. Her long jet black hair danced in the wind as the silver of the moon traced the contours of her shoulders and neck. Though she appeared to be unharmed, I could easily tell she was forcing herself to mask the truth.
中、ボロボロだな、お前。
I think we both look like hell at this point. There was no way she came out of that battle with Wilhelm unscathed. The fact she survived felt like a miracle in itself. Even I could sense the sorry state of her soul, littered with holes like a sieve. A sieve? It was hard to believe she could still stand and talk in that state. She might have been trying to put up a tough exterior, but I could tell she was standing on her last legs over there. She looked vulnerable and delicate, yet sharp like glass, prone to shattering at the lightest touch.
薄いぞ、桜井。
Hardened and sharpened to the limit, yet brittle and incredibly easy to break due to the lack of a sturdy core. Kei Sakurai, a razor blade made of glass. There's a good summary for Kei.
それはあなたも。消耗してるのはお互い様でしょ、藤井君。いくらあなたが丈夫でも、いくらあなたがバカな人でも、もう余裕なんてどこにもない。
Spending the day battling Kane, then running into that somber captain, not to mention the stress of having Kasumi taken away. Sakurai had it right. I was far from being in top shape myself.
まあ、否定はしないよ。本来ならこんなことしてる場合じゃねえんだけど。
I knew that much myself, but didn't expect Sakurai of all people to suddenly point that out and start talking sense.
実際バカやってるとは思うけど、性分でな。大事の前の生じっていうか、気になることを放置してると本命までこけかねない。
気になること？
今まで何度か聞いたろ。お前の個人的な目的は何なのかって。あれ、わかったよ。
I also understood the reason why our conversations would so easily escalate into arguments.
そう。
She made the self-mocking grin of a kid whose prank had been found out.
困ったな。あまり知られたくはなかったんだけど、さすがにヒントはありすぎたか。藤井君、結構鋭いものね。それで。
Her eyes asked me what I planned to do. It wasn't just our values, but our thought processes themselves that remained fundamentally different. Clashes between us seemed nigh inevitable. She wanted to resurrect the dead? Sure, whatever. I had no idea how good that would do, but I wasn't so arrogant as to condemn everyone who thought differently from me. Maybe you could get a dead lover to return by embracing his body and crying enough. In my mind, a forced happy ending like that would be both trite and stupid. But I wouldn't go out of my way to mock those who like that kind of stuff. Hell, if it made them happier, I'd even applaud it. But her wish, the blessing of the Obsidian Round Table, was no innocent dream of an adolescent girl. The price for the miracle that would bring her brother back would be paid in the blood of thousands. Not to mention, the very person she was trying to resurrect killed hundreds of innocents right in front of my eyes. He'd get no forgiveness from me. and I wouldn't accept the existence of a monster like that, no matter what. As an inhabitant of this town, I couldn't possibly acknowledge the veracity of a dream that meant the deaths of everyone living here. Naturally, Sakurai understood that much herself, which is why she wore a faint smile of self-derision and addressed me in a serene tone.
そういえば前にも一度聞いたっけ
What would you do if your boyfriend or girlfriend, your parents or siblings perished one day?
事故でも病気でも殺人でも何らかの不条理で大事な人を奪われたらどうしよ
What would a normal person do?
う泣いたり悲しんだり絶望したり怒ったり悔しがったり恨んだり
Or you could do what she did.
まだ答えはあの時と同じまま今の状況でも硬派な考えは変わらない
あ
I nodded, looking deep into her eyes. My feelings about the matter would never change, regardless of the circumstances.
だけど勘違いするなよ桜井。俺は別にどっちが正しいとか間違ってるとかの話をしに来たんじゃない。
Sermons weren't my thing to begin with. Maybe if Kasumi was around, she'd start lecturing us both in her usual hot-headed way, but as for me, I just wasn't the type to do that. Besides,
せいぜい2週間かそこらだ。お前と知り合ってまだその程度しか経ってない。
the beliefs she nurtured in her heart these past 11 years would not waver from a word or two from me. It was both arrogant and impertinent to try and infringe on the values of another with your own. We were too old to have our lives conveniently changed because of someone else's views.
だからそっちはそっちで思うように生きてりゃいいだろう。誰がお前みたいな変なのに干渉するか、バカらしい。
じゃあ一体何のようなの
俺は俺でやることがあるんだよ。
I had to put an end to this arbitrary relationship. I couldn't look past what happened at the school today. As both the victim and the perpetrator, it was my duty to set things straight. And to do that, I first had to make our relationship clear.
いいか、桜井。
The words I uttered next would serve as the spark to light her murderous flame anew. To someone like Kei Sakurai, they would ring like a declaration of war. I knew that, all too well, but I still had to say them.
俺は
A gust of wintry breeze swept across the roof, carrying my words off into the dark of night. But they still reached her just fine.
そう
She fell silent all but for a fleeting moment, displaying little surprise at my words. The air around us quite naturally changed.
つまりあなた私の敵っていうことね
Up. The next moment, a scarlet blade formed in her hand, its flame splitting apart the serene silver light of the moon. An insanely condensed vessel of souls, a window to her madness. Just how many did she slaughter to create such a thing? And how many more lives was she planning to reap? This goddamn fool.
お前みたいなやつは嫌いだ。
私もあなたみたいな人は嫌いよ
Sakurai met my harsh words with a smile. Establishing common ground was a concept utterly alien to us. We truly were like water and oil. No matter how many times we repeated this, it would always end in a fight. Deja vu, the illusion of prior knowledge.
ちょうどいいわあなたとは決着がついてなかったし私も今デジャブを感じたなるほどこれが副狩猟閣下の法術なのね恐ろしくなる本当にでも
Hihi Irokane lit up in scarlet flames, resonating with Sakurai's fighting spirit. But then, why did she appear to be crying?
私はそんなもの認めない。だからあがく、何だってする。泣いて祈れば起きるような奇跡なんていらないのよ。ねえ藤井君。
Her silhouette shivered, melting into a haze along with the faint echo of her voice.
あなた邪魔だわ。
Oh boy! I could have sworn I saw a lone tear evaporate from her cheek as her steel of flame shot at my neck, although it might have been my imagination. Alright, we're getting into the thick of this! She didn't remember the last time she had made such a lousy lunge, so that was the extent of her power right now. She swallowed her tears of frustration. Fuji was right. Her wounds went far beyond what light treatment could fix. She needed to muster all her strength just to hold her blade steady. The centrifugal force after a missed swing swept her whole body away. She could barely stand on her feet, much less follow up with a second swing. Still. Supporting her shoulder with her other hand, she somehow managed to swing back at her adversary with a smile. She was so happy. No words could express the gratitude Kay felt towards him.
殺すですって。
Fuji would kill Kane, the person she held most dear. How she wished for him to utter those words. She had been waiting for this ever since he set foot upon the roof. She couldn't forgive his audacity. Kay wouldn't allow him to do anything of the sort, and would kill anyone that tried to destroy her dream.
誰にも邪魔させないって言ったでしょ。
She could feel her fighting spirit reignited, her lust for battle gradually awakening. The embers of her soul would burn bright once more.
後悔させてやる。私と会ったこと、私を助けたこと、私に喧嘩を売ったこと。
So, are we a thing now? Shut up!
藤井君みたいなアマちゃんに負ける私じゃない。
お前みたいなアホに俺が負けるかよ。
Of course he wouldn't. In a way, she had already lost. Still, the one to be in command of this conversation was her. She'd make him fight and kill her, remaining no more than a detestable and foolish woman in his eyes, so he could set off for his next battlefield with a lighter heart. She had resolved herself to perish here, to escape the blessing of the beast. She had to waste her life on an open swastika. There was no other way. And so...
勝つのは私。あなたなんかにはわからない。
She wouldn't let him understand anything. After all, joy and fury still raged within her heart in equal measure. No need for lousy acting either. All it took was the magic word. Her fighting spirit and murderous lust were no act. Her heart would never forgive him. Logic and rationality be damned. She wouldn't let him realize the true meaning of this battle. It all went according to her design. She, Kei Sakurai, would be the only true victor here. To be deceived and toyed around with by a woman, he ought to be appreciate this as an opportunity only bestowed upon men. Oh! He blocked the downward swing she had put all her strength into with a single hand. She tried adding even more strength into it to split him apart, but his blade did not even budge. She couldn't scorch a single hair on his head. He was powerful, incredibly so. His body must have been riddled with wounds, not to mention the sheer toll this incident had likely left on his psyche. And yet... It had only been 2 weeks since his life turned upside down. A mere 2 weeks since he first embraced his powers. A lesser man would have gone mad or sought repose in suicide.
そんなもんかよ、お前。
Yet his will endured. In fact, he hadn't even changed much from the first time she'd met him. He retained his humanity, seemingly never once considering abusing his powers. Veiled by a face handsome enough to be mistaken for a girl's, there lurked a masculinity so stubborn and stalwart it made her tremble. She had never met a more infuriating man.
綾瀬さんって頭悪いよね。
Yeah, kinda. She couldn't resist the impulse to complain.
私と仲良くなりたいんだって。私とまた遊びたいんだって。
A fool and the biggest hypocrite she had ever seen. A genuine bird brain.
私なんかいなくなっちゃえばいいと思ってるくせに。
She was devastated by the very idea of Ren having a girlfriend.
ああいうの悲劇のヒロイン病っていうのかしら。我慢して笑ってる私かわいそうって酔ってるのよね。だから騙すのなんて簡単だったわ。ホイホイついてくるんだもの。笑っちゃうわよ。 誰と誰が付き合ってるって、誰と誰が友達なのよ。あんなバカな子、騙されるために生まれてきたような単純女ねえ、あなただってそう思うでしょ。散々嘘ついてたみたいだし。
Oh boy.
あ
Fuji added more strength to his grip. He felt her whole body creak under the pressure. He could easily crush her sword with his fingers if he so desired. The very same boy who had been an average student until just a couple of weeks ago had the upper hand against her in a clash of willpower, almost as if her past 11 years meant nothing compared to his brief 10-day-long career. It was frustrating, humiliating, and even awe-inspiring, all at the same time.
あなたも綾瀬さんもユサ君もエリーも笑っちゃうわ。
She hoped for him to crush both her sword and soul in this embrace.
あなたなんか大嫌い。
She was happy to have met him.
私には私の人生があって価値観がある。
Values that were incompatible with his very existence.
分かってもらおうなんて思わないし、あなたを分かろうとも思わない。
If someone with a different perception of the world and its values turned out to be stronger in their bout, it was all for the best.
だって世界にはいろんな人がいて。
To be fair, you're not wrong. The world is full of a very large amount of people. The thought alone that there had been someone in the world who would dismiss her doubts, pain, and suffering with a single wave of the hand filled her with determination. She didn't wish for understanding. She didn't care if others cried when she did.
あなたが怒ってるとか許せないとか知ったことじゃないわよ。
ああ、俺もそう思うよ。
And so,
他人と価値観を共有しないと生きていけないような人は、
みんな自分と一緒じゃないと嫌だなんていうやつは。
she met the young man's glare with her own. She thanked him for both being incompatible with and stronger than her.
鏡と話していればいいんだ。
Their words rang in unison. Kay chuckled at how the occurrence itself seemed ridiculously contradictory with the meaning of the line. Oh! I twisted Sakurai's sword, forcing her down to the ground with it. Sakurai crashed into the concrete of the roof with her back, and let out a brief moan before she stopped moving. Well, this is a familiar pose! She didn't even try to force me off of her.
終わりかよ、桜井。
Her body felt like a lifeless rag doll, completely without resistance.
ずいぶんとあっけない。弱いぞお前。
Fight!
あなたが強いのよ。
She forced the words out through a faint, self-mocking smile.
悔しい悔しいな。あなたなんかに負けるなんてこんな結末冗談じゃない。
そう思うなら抵抗しろよ。
無理よ、できない。
I held her sword down with my right hand, and her right arm with my left. Things might have been different before, but after I had become a freak like them, my natural strengths overpowered her frail feminine arms, leaving her completely defenseless. Still,
これじゃあ俺もとどめがさせない。
I couldn't decapitate her while my right hand was busy clutching her sword.
面倒な膠着状態になった。投げるときに剣を弾けばよかったのに。間抜けだな、俺も。
So we're kind of stuck like this. The only problem is I'm waiting for Shiro to just suddenly come in like, Yo, dude! Shut up, Shiro!
やっぱりダメだな。どんなに気張っても経験不足は否めない。ここぞって時にバカなミスする。俺の10日くらいじゃこの辺りが限度みたいだけど、お前の11年はどうなんだよ。
私
俺みたいなアマちゃんにあっさりやられるほど薄っぺらなのか。
違う。
何？
Hmm?
違うわよ。
Sakurai's protest came softer than a cry. sharper than a whale.
違う。違うわ。違うもの。
A flood of tears gushed forth from the corners of her half-open eyes, trailing down her cheeks in a stream.
なんでそんなこと言うの？どうしてみんな私のことをいじめるの？薄くない、甘くない。私の思いはジャッジなんかじゃない。頑張ったもん。頑張ったんだから。私本気で命がけでやったんだから。
So she put her life on the line to end those of others.
同情なんかいらない。褒めてほしくないし、分かってくれなくていい。でも私、走ったんだよ。いい加減にフラフラと、あっちに行ったり、こっちに行ったり、してないもの。コウモリなんかじゃない。餌なんかじゃない。レオンハルトじゃなくても、バルキュリアになれなくても、私は最後の桜井だもの。私がやらなくちゃ誰がやるのよ。私が逃げたら、私がやめたら、一体誰があの人たちを、兄さんとベアトリスを救えるって言うのよ。ねえ、答えてよ。言ってみてよ。他にどうすればよかったのよ。あなたに何ができるって言うのよ。
俺は
I'd already steeled my heart to do what I should. Her words wouldn't sway me now. Not to mention she seemed to be trapped in a fit of hysteria. I doubted those questions were directed at me personally. A mixture of humiliation and frustration made her tears flow. She blamed fate itself, not particular individuals.
もう嫌。何もうまくいかない。
And above all else, she despaired over her own powerlessness.
これ以上、自分のバカさ加減を自覚したくない。
だから殺せって。
そうよ。
She gave me a challenging glare.
私のこと嫌いなくせに下手くそな芝居しないでよ。何が膠着状態なのよ。笑わせないでよバカ。言ったよね、後悔するって。私をここで殺さないとたくさん殺すんだから。ユウサ君もエリーも綾瀬さんもみんな殺すんだから。
させねえよ。だから
Man, talking to her would only ever lead to frustration.
なんで俺がお前の言うこと聞かなきゃいけねえんだよ。価値観押し付けんなバカ。兄貴とベアトリスだかを生き返らせたい？ああ、好きにしろよ、勝手にやれ。ただし邪魔はするけどな。桜井、お前さ。
In her hysteria, she probably figured she'd been fooling me or something. But you'd have to be incredibly dim not to find something strange with this situation.
なんで諦めてんだよ。命がけでやってきたことなんだろう。
Regardless of how incomprehensible the notion might have been to me, she slaughtered thousands to bring her deceased loved ones. That was her dream, her most ardent wish. A miracle she risked her life chasing. How could she possibly give up so close to the finish line? Because she happened to lose to me when fighting in a terrible condition? Impossible! She was being ridiculous.
そんなに怖いのか、お前。ラインハルトが、メルクリウスが、バレリア・トリファが、マキナが、ザミエルが、シュライバーが。そんなに怖いか。 てめえあいつらには勝てないって諦めてんだろ。だから薄っぺらだってんだお前は。
Why she'd lose even to the likes of me.
一体何があったのか知らねえけど、どうせお前が考えてたような甘いご褒美じゃなかったっていうだけだろ。
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why didn't she howl in anger and curse their betrayal instead?
連中がお前の望みの邪魔になるならなんでぶちのめそうとしない。俺にはやれるくせにあいつらにはやれないってなめてんのかこの野郎。
Well, let's be fair. This is her route.
ムカつく。すげえ腹が立つ。お前俺があんなクソどもより弱いって思ってんだな。
だって
俺はあんな奴ら怖くない。
I spoke the truth. The only things I was afraid of were Kasumi's sermons, Honjo and Himuro's sexual harassment, Marie's inability to read the mood, and Shiro's stupidity. Alright. And I was positively terrified by the very existence of a certain someone who'd always end up pushing all my rage buttons with staggering precision. A certain someone like her.
カビの生えた90歳オーバーのジジイやババア、何が怖いってんだ。俺は若いぞ。お前も俺とタメなんだろ。あんな前世紀の異物ども21世紀にはいらないんだよ。何萎縮してんだ、バカじゃねえのか。まあ別にお前が根性なしでも何でも構わねえけど。
If Sakurai was so scared of them, she was welcome to keep trembling in the corner over there.
俺はムカついた。あいつらより下に見られたのが我慢できない。
Yeah, fuck those guys!
だから見てろ、俺は負けない。そんで全部型がついた後、お前にこう言わせてやるよ。ごめんなさい、私の目が曇っていました。藤井君は強いのねって。そう決めたから、お前はここで殺してやらない。ざまあ見ろだ、バカ。
Sakurai peered at me with astonished eyes. And?
勝てる気なの？
ああ、
Damn straight!
あの人たちがどんなものか知らないわけじゃないんでしょ。
だからなんだ、関係ない。
Nazis, the devil himself, or hell, they could be monsters from outer space for all I cared.
そもそも俺はあいつら全員とやり合うための役なんだろうが。お前とは違うんだよ。しょぼい枠に入れて過小評価すんな、腹が立つ。俺の生きてる話の中じゃ人生主役は俺だからな。知ってるか、主人公ってのは無敵なんだよ。
He's becoming self-aware. At the very least, in my preferred genre, the heroes triumphed. I refused to even acknowledge the existence of a crap where the good guys died and the evil took over in the end. I wasn't gonna let shit like that invade the story of my life. No way in hell! That only happens in the Kasumi route, only after that, all that shit in Sonenkind and all that. Having a very bittersweet ending that was not even a happy ending. It was just a glorified bad ending, as somebody put it. I can't remember if it was Setsuna or G-Ace.
お前の話は悲劇のヒロイン病みたいだけどな。なんだよ、なんか文句があるのか。
Kasumi might have been a dim-witted, but at least she wasn't some messed up masochistic narcissist like Sakurai.
私だってそんな話は好きじゃない。
だったらどんな話が好きなんだよ。
私も
I cut her off mid-sentence, describing the kind of tale I would tell.
同年代のやつと仲良くなって一緒に遊んだり勉強したり。
どこのケーキ屋さんが美味しいとか、何組の誰々がかっこいいとか話したり。
たまに喧嘩して口聞かなくなったり。
でも仲直りしたくてどう謝ろうか迷ったり。
And there it is.
そんな
話が私も好き。
Sakurai lifted her head up, and as her arms slipped from my grip, she wrapped them around my neck. Oh! I froze in place, unable to comprehend what had just occurred. Damn, she stole it!
好きな人とこうしたり
I'm just waiting for Shiro to suddenly start cheering in the background.
びっくりしてその人をからかったり藤井君じゃ役者不足だけど
Her lips, that had been pressing against mine until a moment ago, curled into a smile.
他に適当な人がいないから今だけ代役にしてあげる
お前
Yeah, he's probably having like, whoa, I did not see this coming. She broke out of my iron hole with little to no effort. The hell was she whining about earlier? She had more strength than a warhorse.
今なんか腹の立つこと考えてるでしょ
I mean, to be fair, I think it kind of counts as a compliment, sort of.
つうかお前俺のファーストキスを
何少女漫画の女の子みたいなこと言ってるのよ
Shoujo manga.
お前そんなの読むようなキャラかよ
I don't know, I can see it.
悪い
Not really.
変な幻想持たないでよ私だって女なんだか
いやお前は世間一般の女じゃねえし
ら私なんかにオタオタしててよくあの人たちに勝てるなんて言えるよね無敵なんでしょ主人公さん私の目が曇ってるかどうか確かめるからもっと藤井君の顔を見せて
Oh. Didn't make much sense that she closed her eyes right after. No, not really. She was having a field day with me. She even used her tongue and everything. Of course she did. The hell were we doing? Sakurai. This turn of events kinda wasn't in any of the scenarios I had prepared. No, I'm pretty sure he's already having like a mental roller coaster going on in his head. Like, wait. How does function? What? Help! My plan was to render her speechless with my manliness, then stride off into the darkness without turning back. All victorious-like. At least, that was where I tried to guide the situation when I started talking about heroes never dying and all that. So, how come I ended up like this? Kinda feeling like the protagonist just tripped over the first pebble in the way. To be fair, it does happen.
藤井君
Hello, that is my name.
見せてくれるんでしょ強いところ私が死んじゃったら見れないよ
God, that sounded lousy as hell.
女は信用するなって俺は誰かに言われたような
誰それ
Maybe you?
確か頭に「さ」のつくやつ
佐藤さん
誰だよそれ
私の隣の席に座ってる子
知らねえよ
クラスメートの名前も覚えてないんだ
Oh.
私は全員覚えてるのに
Oh.
っていうかそんなことより
Sakurai had been in an erratic mood all day, but her crazy antics aside, what the hell was I doing right now? I didn't like her, hell I hated her, and given what happened between us so far, this kind of turn of events made no sense.
分かってんのかよ俺はお前の兄貴を
殺すって言うなら邪魔するわよ
Her smile remained unwavering.
でもそれはそれでしょあなたも私も自分の価値観を他人に押し付けるような性格じゃないから
Okay, I hate to take it out of the moment here, but I'm just imagining Shiro is currently having a field day with this right now.
私は私で好きにするのあなたもそうしてるんだしここで私を殺してくれないんならそれでもいいただ腹が立つから意地悪がしたい
意地悪ってお前
困ってる藤井君を見てると 私はすごく面白い。ざまあ見ろって思うまま。嫌いな女に襲われるのってどんな気分？
I imagine extremely confusing.
嫌いな男を襲う気分はどうなんだよ。
悪くないかな。うん、楽しいかも。
おーい、変態がいるよ。
じゃあなんで逃げないの？
Yeah, I'd been asking myself this question for a while now.
男の子なんだからスウェーデンもらっとけばいいじゃない。
Huh? Was that something for a woman to say?
頭と下半身は別だって聞くし。
Oh, that kind of flew over my head there for a second. I get it. I get it!
俺は割と連動してる口だぞ。
じゃあ
She made a mischievous smile.
藤井君、もしかして私のこと好きなの？なんで即答しないのかな。私は好きよ、あなたのこと。
Yeah, right.
お前さっきから言ってることめちゃくちゃだし。
That is not even. Yeah, that's an understatement.
あなたも割とめちゃくちゃじゃない。
Equally an understatement.
そんなことはない。
Kind of.
あるわよ。
She pressed a finger against my lips, shutting me up. Her voice trembled, but oddly enough, rang clear at the same time.
私みたいなやつのこと本気で相手にしてくれるのはもうあなただけだから。絶対逃がさない。ずっとつきまとっている。後悔させてやるんだから。
I already did.
私今弱ってるし、今度はあんな生臭いものなんかじゃなくて、
Oh my
最
god.
初に話題が上がった方で
Oh my god.
別のものが欲しいな。
Can we point out that Shiro is just like really close by, please? Said like a true mantis. She gazed at my lips with fervent, expectant eyes.
論理的に意味がわからん。
Nope.
何でもいいのよ、私としては。
Of course you do! She placed her palms on my cheeks and gave me a smile.
何かしら言い訳があれば藤井君は言うこと聞いてくれそうだから。しょうがないから、どうしようもないから。他に選択肢はないし、逃げたくないし、嫌だけど面倒だけど我慢してしなくちゃいけない。いつもいつもそんな風に思って痩せ我慢しながら戦ってたでしょ。
Never thought I'd see the day where a fight to the death suddenly comes up to them making out. Well, you know. Welcome to DS Irae.
バカみたいって思ってた。こういうやつ嫌いだって。
それは
I barely stopped myself from saying that she should look in a mirror. The last thing I wanted to discuss were our countless similarities.
藤井君は舐められるのが嫌いだから生き残って私を見返したいんだよね。だったら今は私が死なないようにしてくれなきゃダメ。
Ugh, damn it. Ah, that's true.
それとこれとどう関係があるんだよ。
言ったじゃない、上等手段だって。
So she wanted my life energy or something again.
レイは強かったから。正直どうやって勝ったのかも覚えてないし、未だに信じられないところもあるし。今の私外側だけ小綺麗にしてるけど、
The holes in her soul left by the thorns of Wilhelm's bloodstained roses still gaped open. Not to mention all the life energy she had lost to his vampiric night.
そんな状態であなたと喧嘩しちゃったからちょっと危ない。今は死なせないって言うなら責任取って。
Oh my god.
そもそも売ってきたのは藤井君じゃない。
Oh no 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 no. Don't pull this shit. Don't shoot. Don't do the Han shot first thing. Wait, Han did shoot first.
女を傷物にしといて。
I mean, God, I'm just Again, Shiro's probably losing his goddamn mind laughing his ass off at all this. Just shoot me now and be done with it. I had to admit it was my fault this time, but the way she phrased things just kept getting under my skin.
タッチ悪すぎるんだよお前。
Nope.
そんな私に構うからいけないのよ。バカだよね。ほっとけばよかったのに。どうしてそんな相手にしてくれるの？
どうしてって。
Huh? I actually didn't know.
お前はすごいムカつく女だし。
She had an uncanny talent for getting under my skin.
出会い最悪だったし。
She even came close to killing me a couple of times.
助けてくれたこともあるし。
And I returned the favor by saving her.
なんかこうわかんねえけど。
Kei Sakurai was simply too irritating a woman to be pushed out of my mind. Yet I knew that if I left her alone like this, she'd probably disappear from my life forever. Rather, from the physical world itself.
嫌なんだよ。我慢できない。
That unnatural state, that sickening feeling of someone remaining in your heart despite no longer being a part of physical reality.
そういうの苦手なんだ。聞こえるんだよ。俺には。
A tempest of countless voices, all stripped of life, kept raging within my mind. I could hear them more acutely after having become like this through my contract with Marie. Were those the voices of people who had met their life under who had met their end under the guillotine, or could they have belonged to?
とにかく死人ってのは重いんだ。できれば担ぎたくない。
何を言ってるのかわからないけど。
I realized I'd been rambling myself, and as such had nothing to say in response. But, well, in short.
ただでさえお前は粘着で鬱陶しいんだから。
She also had an incredibly short fuse, held grudges, and was prone to deluded assumptions. Not to mention her tunnel vision. Dear God, her tunnel vision. She'd be able to find umbrage with everything I said. Or umbrage?
そんなお前を死なせたらすごい音量になりそうだろ。
I bet she'd never miss a night tormenting me.
さすがにそれは俺も嫌だっていう話だよ。
For some reason, Sakurai's eyes widened. She suddenly burst out in laughter, still holding my torso locked between her legs. What was so funny about what I said? First time I've actually heard her laugh, I think. Well, a sincere laugh like this.
そうよね。私確かにそういうのになりそう。
Our would-be vindicative spirit couldn't seem to stop laughing.
そうか。それは藤井君も辛いよね。わかった。なるべく私気をつけるようにするから。
で、
I was glad she understood that part, but she didn't mean this was a lifelong contract or anything, right?
逃げたらたたっちゃうから。
すげえ色気のないお誘いだな。
じゃあ優しくして。
Oh my god.
急にぶりっこしても気持ち悪いし。
今夜は寝かさないわよ。
Jesus!
何のキャラだ何の。
Okay, there was definitely something wrong with her tonight. I began suspecting drugs were involved.
私は私。何でもいいわよ。
Thankfully, she soon returned to her normal self and placed her hands back on my cheeks.
笑ったのなんて久しぶりだったからちょっと調子に乗っちゃったけど、もう好きとか嫌いとか何でもいいの。今はただ 藤井君をちょうだい。今だけ私のものになって。
Well
い
then.
や
I don't know. Gonna keep it PG?
別に。
I hated to admit it, but Sakurai's judgment that I'd go through anything as long as I had a good excuse seemed to be right on the mark. Well, I wouldn't exactly do anything, of course, but she nonetheless caught on my inability to go back on my word or leave things unfinished.
ハイドリ秘境よりも副資料閣下よりも強いって言った主人公さん。あなたのおかげで目が覚めたから結果を見届けさせてほしいの。
Am I?
見届けさせてくれるんでしょ。
Well then. Yeah. So I couldn't let her down on something like this either. And I had a good excuse to do it, for better or worse. We exchanged yet another kiss. Despite my prior stubbornness, I now allowed her complete sovereignty over my lips. Well then!
で、結局どう転んだんだよ。
Ah, I thought he was actually just going to be kind of peeking around the corner like, oh, huh. Wow, they're kind of going at it. Hey, Ellie, check this out. And then she probably just lose her mind a little bit. Okay, I think that's, I think that's a pretty good place to, I think that's actually a pretty good place to end it. I'm going to use another pun that I already did. There we go. Okay. I hate myself. Alright. Well, shit. I certainly didn't expect it to take that kind of turn. But I don't know. This kind of Sakurai is a bit more... What's the word I'm looking for? Oh well. This is gonna be an interesting... a little tidbit. I wonder how... Well, I'm a little bit worried. We're back to Shiro, so I'm kind of wondering what is up with him. He better not fucking die. Nah, he couldn't. He did die in the first route, but... maybe he has some luck in this one, maybe? I mean, I guess technically we've effectively turned Sakurai onto our side, kind of. Even though they're probably up there doing it on the damn roof. Gonna be awkward to walk in on that. Ugh. Anyway, I think I managed to handle that a little bit better than I'm used to. Well, I'm getting better. That was a very short fight, right off the bat. This is just overall a interesting episode. Interesting being the key word. I wonder how it's all going to get totally torn to shreds. Well, let's find out in the next episode. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. And, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. I wasn't even sure what I was going to stop and going to say there. Oh well. Later. Hello there everybody, Sakurai2 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.